Cooking with Fatscraps. I'm an okay cook sharing tasty recipes. Today's recipe is going to be a real quick one. It is going to be what we call Indian chapatis. Now, I don't know if this is traditional chapatis, but this is the way we learned to make it, and it goes very well with our Indian dishes. Now, for this recipe, all you're going to need is some flour, water, salt, some oil, and a basting brush, and that's it. So we're going to make our dough first. Now we're going to start with about 2 cups of flour. My rule of thumb is about 1 cup of water for every 2 cups of flour. And then we put some salt in. All right, now let's add some water. All right, so we have 2 cups of flour in here. Let's put about, not quite a cup, about 3/4 cup or whatever, and let's start mixing it around. Again, you can do this in your stand mixer that you probably bought because you're going to start making a lot of bread, or you can just do it by hand, and it works really well. Okay, the dough is going to come together here. It's a little dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more water and continue. All right, it's a very dry day today, so I had to use all the water in my in the cup for these 2 cups of flour, so it absorbed it. And we'll pull it together. Now it's kind of sticky yet, so I'm going to add a little bit more flour. Now you notice I'm not using my normal big breadboard because with this recipe we'll be brushing it with oil, and I don't really want to get oil all over my board, so that's why we were doing it on this one. So we're going to knead this a little bit more, and then we're going to let it set for about 10-15 minutes. See you then. Okay, our dough has been setting for about 15 minutes, and it's looking very nice, and we'll start making our chapatis. But first, my drink of choice today is a nice Belgian ale called Le Fin de Monde, and this is actually from Canada, and it's very, very tasty. So here's to your health. All right, let's make our first chapati. So let's turn on our heat, and you want your pan to be nice and hot for this, because again, as hot as it can get, it'll make the dough a lot puffier, okay? So as that's heating up, we'll make our first chapati. Squeeze off about, what is that? About a golf ball again, I guess. And now this dough is very sticky today. I could have added more flour so it wasn't so sticky. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna roll it out, okay? Oh, get a little more flour in here. We're just gonna roll this out like this, of course, and you wanna roll it about as flat as you can get it, okay? Now, okay, now we got it rolled out in a round disc, and it's not going to stay round, but this is what makes this so cool. So you take your pastry brush or whatever and brush it with oil, and don't be too skimpy with the oil, but brush it, okay, and fold it into thirds. So you put 1/3 over, brush that third, put the other third over, brush that third, and then fold it again in half like that. And what this does, it gives it some beautiful layers. So when it cooks up, it's nice and flaky. Now, the difference between the round disc and what I get out of this, I can't make it round again, I just make it square, but it still works really well. All right. Then you're going to want to just brush this once real quick, not very much, and pop it in your pan. And that's it. Now you have your chapati. So we wait until they bubble on one side, then we flip it over and cook the other side, and it's all ready to eat. Okay, let's try this again. We're going to try to make another chapati. What happened in the middle of the one that I'm making right now, I ran out of gas, and so I had to run and get stuff, and so this chapati isn't going to maybe turn out as good. So let's try this again. About the size of a golf ball, right? You're going to want to add enough flour so it doesn't stick to your rolling pin. And if you go to an Asian market or Indian market, I saw that there for making chapatis, they don't have a thick rolling pin like this. What they have is more of just a really skinny one. And I suppose that would work great too, but this is all they have, so we're gonna do this. Now what's great about this is it's very easy and it's quick, and you can do it just maybe half an hour before you have your meal, and then you have it. So we take our oil, we have it rolled out thin, and we brush it, and we fold it into 1/3, brush that third, a little more oil, fold that third over, brush that, then fold it in half, squish it down, and the oil squirts everywhere. Then roll it out. And if you're very, very skilled, you can make it round again. I've never been able to make it round, so it just ends up being a square chapati. All right, then just add your chapati. I greased the top of it a little bit into your pan. This pan's a little bit too hot, so I'm going to turn it down. And there you have it, Indian chapati bread. Thanks for spending the time with me, and I'll see you next time.